Hey, this is Trader Travis, and I am back with another income report for my 10-minute retirement trader account. If you're new to this 10-minute retirement trader income report, let me load up a quick intro so you know the backstory and understand what this journey is all about. I initially started in year one with $10,000, and you're peeking over my shoulder watching me grow it to 100 grand or more. And my goal is to get there in 5 years or less. Now I'm back, and what I want to do is this income report is going to be something you don't see often. I'm going to show you me losing money. But before I do that, let me show you where my account stands for the year. And it currently shows a 19% profit when the market itself is down 1% for the year. Now you may think, man, Travis is crushing the market, but that's not entirely accurate. So what I want to do is go to my slides here and show you the growth plan for this year. This is year 2 of this journey. The growth plan is to make most of the 60% growth come from my own personal contributions. The two biggest being a tax return contributions and the God contributions, the get out of debt contributions, simulating what my wife and I did when we got out of debt. Every time we freed up money, we just put it into our trading account. We realized, it was a slap in the face for me. I had always been trying to grow my account purely from investing profits, but I realized when you have a high savings rate, you can actually build your account much faster than you can trade your account to a big size. So we are simulating what my wife and I did to become financially free. And then we have growth in income. This is my trading performance. I only target 15% this year. And then Family Freedom Fund, aka the Buffett strategy, I only targeted to make 5% per year for that strategy. So that performance you just saw, most of it came from my own personal contributions. As far as my trading profits, I've actually lost money in the month of March. And that's what I meant by something you rarely will ever see. And so if we look here at the history of this account, we will see that in January, you know what, before we look at my profit history, let's look at a chart of the S&P 500 so we can see what happened here. So beginning of the year, the market just took off, right? And then starting at the end of January, beginning of February, the market went to a 10% correction. It briefly recovered, and then it fell back to that correction territory. So the profit in my account sort of had that same yo-yo motion. In January, I made a lot of money, about 5 grand. Then we look here, despite the 10% correction in the market in February, I actually made money in February. And the reason that is because I leaned into the correction. I applied the same principle that works for buy and hold. Buy low, sell high. So when there was a correction, I went all in, both on my long-term retirement accounts like IRAs. We bought more stock here, as well as my options account. I was losing money on certain option trades, but I maxed out my risk here. I invested a lot in options during the correction because this was a very low entry point. You buy low, sell high. So I was getting in at a low entry point. I just didn't anticipate that the market would have another strong correction almost a month later, or not even another strong correction. It just retested where it was at. So I wound up giving back pretty much all of that profit I earned January and February. I gave back in March. And so I made what I consider a good decision just at a bad time because I traded short-term options. Options, one of the one of the downfalls of options is they have expiration dates. Stocks, you can hold them forever. Options, you have a set limit at a time for that trade to work out. And mine were short duration trades. I did not have time for them to work out. So in March, I wound up losing $5,600. So I gave back, most of the profit I earned for the year and some. So my actually trading profits, I'm down a little bit for the year. So again, in full transparency, that 19% growth you see here is mostly coming from personal contributions. Most people online will just show you winning trades. And I just made a stance that that's not truth. These guys are lying to you. They show you only winning trades. You buy their courses, you enroll in their courses. And then when you don't have all winning trades like them, you think something's wrong with you or the strategy stopped working. They're hiding things from you. Losses are normal. Maybe not a 5 grand loss. That was on me. I took more risk than I usually take. But, I have come to the conclusion, or I've made the decision that, hiding things from people it doesn't help you in the long run. If anything, it just makes you more delusional about your chances to succeed. So I want to show you wins and losses. I'm not worried about this account. I've been here before. Anybody who's followed me for any length of time, I can tell you that sometimes when I'm being an idiot, at one point my account was down like 13% in 1 month, in 1 year, and I always generally come back and still end the year at a profit, 20 or 30% growth. So that's where I'm at so far. And I have several open trades that I have open. If they hit max profit or they do okay, then my account will grow. Well, the money I lost in March will be recouped and I will be up maybe 10, 20% trading profits. So I'm not really worried. And on top of that, my portfolio is fully protected. I have insurance here. I might have talked about it in different income reports, but I own, matter of fact, I'm going to show you the chart. I own $8,000 worth of this ETN exchange traded note VXX. I will be getting rid of it here soon, but it literally doubled in price during the correction. So if the market does crash from here, which I don't think it will, but if the stock market crashes from here, then this is my insurance. This stock will shoot up in price and will more than compensate for any losses I have. So that's another reason why, even though I've lost and given back some profits during the correction, I'm not really worried. I'm in a position to profit no matter which way the stock market goes. And that's what I teach my students. I don't teach them the high risk approach I just took. I teach them a conservative approach where you're only risking like 1 to 2% of your entire account on option trades. That way, if the market has a 10% correction, you're only losing like 1 to 2% of your account. But me, I have a profit goal, so I was being a little bit more aggressive, but I'm scaling back, going back to my conservative nature due to me losing money in March. But basically, going back to what I was saying, I'm in a position to make money no matter what the market is doing. I have some trades on, so if the market recovers, those trades will profit. And if the market tanks and crashes from here, my VXX insurance will kick in, and then I'll make money that way. And that's a position I like to be in because it gives me peace of mind. So that's all I really have for you in this income report. It's just a depressing month. There's not really anything groundbreaking I can share with you. I can't brag about how much I'm ahead of the market based on options performance, but I can touch on this point. One of the reasons people are discouraged from trading options is they are told that options are risky and you lose all your money. And they will use my performance. I'm being fully transparent here, and they will jump all on this and say, oh, that's why you should be a buy and hold investor, because options are risky. You can lose this much money. Options aren't risky. People are risky. People engage in risky behavior. So my loss here had nothing to do with options. It had everything to do with my decision making. And so what I've discovered is options are highly leveraged, but when used correctly, they can reduce your overall investment risk. So that leverage is why I lost the money. It has nothing to do with options. And that leads to my very last point I want to leave you with. And that is my account is exactly where I want it to be. Now, that may not make sense. You're like, well, you're losing money, Travis. How is it exactly where you want it to be? The reason why is because my decisions are what allowed my account to be where it's at. So if I don't like where my account is at, I need to make different decisions. And I've made a commitment. I have a commitment to be in a winner's circle. So based on that commitment, I'm going to always ruthlessly audit my decisions. All right. I made a good decision at a bad time. I gave back some profit. So I'm auditing that. What went wrong there? What went right? And again, I want to be in a winner's circle. So I am going to learn how to make different decisions. So case in point, if I wanted to be in profitable territory, then I probably shouldn't have been so aggressive back, back when the first correction, buy low, sell high. I made the decision to be aggressive, and I also factored in worst case scenario. I'm always factoring in, okay, what if this doesn't work out? I'm going to lose money. And I set an acceptable amount of money I was willing to lose, right? So the point there is that I took on a risk. I knew what I was doing. I knew the cost. I knew the risk. And my account is exactly where I want it to be. If I didn't want to lose $5,000 in March like I did, then I wouldn't have took on that much risk. I would have said, you know what? Yeah, I could use this as a very good buy low, sell high entry point. But what if I'm wrong and I'm going to lose a lot of money? I don't want to do that. So let me only risk 2%. Then in March, you would have saw me lose maybe $300 of my profit and my account will still be up like 20% just trading profits alone. Then my personal contribution would have added maybe another 10 or 12%. So I would be up 40% for the year. So that kind of stings to know that if I wasn't so aggressive, I probably would have been up 40% for the year thus far. So basically, that's a message I want to leave you with. It's a message of personal responsibility. Where you're at financially, where I'm at financially, it's exactly where we want to be because we are responsible for our results in life. If you or I don't like our results, then we need to make different decisions. If I want to be wealthy, super wealthy 5-10 years from now, then I need to make decisions today that align with that commitment to be wealthy 5-10 years from now. So that's a message I want to leave you with, and I hope you enjoyed this full transparency, a breath of fresh air that someone just doesn't show you winning trades, but they also show you their embarrassing losing trades. And I look forward to the next income report, the next couple. It probably takes me about a couple of months on average to recover from any losses I have. It could happen in a month, but in order for that to happen, I would have to be more aggressive. But again, being aggressive is what got me into this position. That's another lesson. I will see people risk their entire account on options, which is just a very stupid way to manage your money. Then they will lose a ton and they think, well, I'll just bet more and I'll eventually get it back. No, they never think. That aggressive behavior is exactly what got you in that position. You can't get out of that position with the same behavior that caused you to be in that position. That's a tongue twister. But basically, in order to dig myself out of this hole, I have to scale back and be conservative. And that's what I've done. I've risked less money now on my future trades than I was on my previous trades. So, again, it's going to take me a couple of months because I'm going to be more conservative, more selective on my trades. And so it's going to be a slow drag out of this hole I've dug. So it'll probably be another couple of income reports from now before I'll be able to show you that I'm beating the market, which I usually do every year. So you take care. I hope you have enjoyed this income report, and I look forward to sharing next month's report with you. You take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.